All right, we're ready.
Yep, we're ready.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're gonna call this meeting to order. Be a quick roll call real quick here. So if you pray with us, and then salute the flag. Get started.
Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for being with us, God, and keep your hand of protection upon us, our constituents. Lord, we ask for blessing, Father, upon this meeting, and we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, number 4. Do we have any citizens' comments before we get started? We're down to the April 9th, April 16th minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Last I spoke to Alicia, she was getting around well. She should be back here real quick. And yeah, she was looking forward to getting back to work, but she enjoyed the break at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have number 6, Regina Riley regarding data center transparency.
I don't know if I'm ever supposed to stand, but sitting is fine with me, so over you guys. And actually I wanted it to be transparency and data centers, but I'm gonna start with data centers. So in my research, have a few questions. So from what I understand, do I understand that there are no zoning industrial builds are free for all in Lincoln County? So in rural areas, because we have no zoning, any industrial build is just basically a free for all if they can get the land. Is that correct?
As far as the county is considered, yes, unless there's other state rules that supersede that.
Right. 2, would the county be willing to place a temporary moratorium on the data centers until extensive research and strategic plan was established? Question mark. This would buy the county time to explore options of protection. So is that even considerable?
We've looked at that through the windmills as well. We don't have the authority to do that.
Is there a statute or something for that?
Or lack of statutes.
Lack.
If it doesn't say we can, then we can't. And feel free to jump in if I'm.
I know that as far as in regards to like the windmills and stuff, that I think there were a couple of counties that did it, but it really doesn't have any enforcement. I mean, it's kind of more of a delay tactic.
Yeah, it's a delay tactic, so that's what I'm saying, a temporary moratorium. Would that be something that this county would consider or even researching?
I think it needs more research as far as like what would be the basis of it, because there has to be a basis of why you could do it, and if it would even qualify that the commissioners could do it, you know what I mean? Without knowing what the options are as to why we could do the moratorium.
So is that something that you guys have an example of another county that's doing it, or?
At this time, I don't personally know of any of the counties that have put a moratorium against the data center. There may be, I just don't know.
So would you guys research that?
I mean,
I can look into
You
it.
can send out a message to all the PAs around.
Several states have done it already.
Right, but
County,
county,
Yeah.
we don't have the authority for that.
but you will,
I'll look into it.
number 3. What would it take for a limited zoning law against industrial activity such as data centers, solar farms, high voltage transmission lines, etc. on agriculture and residential land? So what would it take?
My understanding of zoning is all or nothing. That you put together a zoning board and then it's a zoning board, so it's either full zoning or it's not.
It can't be specific to residential.
Not that I know
You're right.
Yeah.
of.
So not having something or anything, we're allowing outsiders to dictate what can exist on our agriculture lands next to residential homes. Being complacent is basically allowing out-of-state and foreign corporations to zone our lands as industrial themselves and drain all the natural resources and quality of life. Mental health is already fragile in Lincoln County, especially in rural areas. That's proven based on the sheriff stating that the amount of calls they receive on mental health calls, even daily sometimes. Why would we risk any more citizens in the future of noise pollution or industrial invasion? People have to mean more than money, profits. It used to be like that in Lincoln County. What protections for residential homes do we county residents have, if anything? City homes, churches, daycares, etc. have protection against industrial builds when they're in the city, but county residents do not. I believe it's this way because we had not incurred such a travesty before, but that doesn't mean that we can't provide some kind of protection as city homes have. So as a home in rural county, we have no protections as being residential. Is that correct?
Well, we have the DEQ, which they have to do, there are specific things that they require people to do in the county, but as far as the county having something that we can do, there is nothing. There's different departments, you have to go to state departments you can go to that would tell you, people can't let their sewer run on top of the ground, and different things like that, because of state statutes, but it would have to be that state regulated, it's not county in any way.
To me, as a citizen that lives in the county, it's remarkable to me that something as large as a nuclear reactor can be built right next to our home. Or our cows, not in particular, we have chickens,
Yeah.
agriculture lands, and this is as close to a city council as we get. This is it. Like, we keep coming back here because this is our city council. And believe me, I've been to city council meetings, that are surrounding here. I've been yelled at city council meetings. I've been embraced in city council meetings. Kudos to, Chandler, that just passed some kind of protection, for data centers, within their city limits. I'm very, excited about that. I don't really feel like any of us know what the blueprint or the plan would look like, but it can't be humanly possible to think that we could build something as large as a nuclear reactor next to and that's a cited source. I do have a cited source for that, I'm not just making it up. And if you'd like to have the site, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. I've done extensive research, environmental specialist, I've been to the Capitol, I've, in fact, have a meeting with Jerome today. So I think that it's not far-fetched to state that the county residents don't have protection against this situation.
If the property owner doesn't sell, that's the only protection we have, because the property
We're looking
owner
for that.
is the one that's over, they're the ones that have the rights, or the ones that make decisions on what goes on that property, so
But there's other residents that live next to you.
exactly.
You have to admit, like, if somebody would just build a nuclear reactor next to a daycare in the city, that would be worrisome. Same with us. We have our children, some are homeschooled, some are, some are in ways that we never thought possible. And just homeowners in general, just residential areas in general, have never faced this fact of having to have this kind of placement. And I understand there's people that want it right next to their house, and that's fine. You know, raise your hand and say, put it next to my house. But there's a lot of people that don't. And, when we keep coming back here and coming back here and coming back here, it's because it's not just Regina Riley. It's 166 people that are in this group. It's all the Lincoln County people that we talk to. It's neighbors that come by my house constantly. Some are gonna sell, I'm sure. Some won't. And, but when we come here, it's because we need to talk about these things. Given you're the biggest city council type representation that we have. I also want you guys to think about forever chemicals. That's another conversation. I'm an elected leader and had a conversation with, the data center, and I'm assuming it's immersive, closed loop, which is 1 phase or 2 phase. In there, there's, forever chemicals, less water, forever chemicals. And there's dangers of leakage, spill, our fire departments are overworked. We have very limited resource. If a fire broke out, I mean, there's big dangers here, but I would like you to do some research on forever chemicals and what that would do to the lands of Lincoln County in that instance. We'll come back another time and talk about
That might be something that if you know the people who are going to sell their property, you know who they are. I do not know who they are, but if you know, you might give that information to them.
Oh, we are.
And kind of let them know
We are, but
what's
at
happening.
the same time, there's free will.
Exactly.
We can't stop somebody from what they're doing with their own life.
Yeah.
And we can educate and have those conversations, of course. But what I'm trying to say is there should be something over our county, and this is not the same conversation I've had. I mean, this is not the only conversation I've had. This is coming back to let's talk about these different things. Now, if you guys could write down forever chemicals and at least know you're supervising our soil, our lands, our waters, to some degree. So if you could pay attention to that, I would appreciate it. Does anybody have anything for me? Like I've got a lot of research data, I've got educated papers, put out by universities. Would anybody like to know anything that maybe I might know?
It's interesting, and you're here because you want to use our forum to get word out, and I understand that, because
Not everything.
we don't have, what I've been telling people for a long time is I don't have the pleasure of having an opinion as a commissioner because I have no authority. The best thing that can happen in this whole situation is to get you a lawmaker that can actually push a bill across the table and get it passed. And then that's what we live and die by here as commissioners in legislation. When we get a legislation written that will allow us to do these things, then we can figure out the best way to do it. But no, yeah, I'd get you a legislator that can actually get something across the table
Working on that.
and get it done.
So let's go into that. So we're talking about using this office. I don't feel like I'm using this office. I feel like as a Lincoln County citizen that this office is here for me.
It is,
And it's here for all the
you're
Lincoln County
using this as a
residents.
conduit to get it out in a public and an official way.
I think that the discussion that I'm coming and bringing with you is discussion with my elected leaders.
Okay,
It's a discussion with our elected
Sure.
leaders. And so I don't think there's an ulterior motive other than what the words that come out of my mouth.
right,
Or I would, even if nobody else was here, I would still be here.
Sure.
Because I'm a concerned citizen.
absolutely,
And I'm gonna talk to you because you're an elected leader.
right,
And whoever's running this office, whoever gets voted in this office will be our elected leaders. And those are who we have to come to talk to.
right.
I think citizens come to these meetings that they have these ulterior motives, that they're using this platform. I think that they really care. I think we really care. I think, Lee, I really need your help. As a citizen that lives in Lincoln County, I'm scared to death. I've got little old men on oxygen that drive up my driveway, and their families get out and knock on the door because they're scared to death.
Right.
And so when we come to you, it's not because we're trying to politically use you. It's because you're all we have on a county level. And so we want to have those conversations with you. We want for you to make the best decision. And education only comes with conversation. And maybe we've researched a little bit more than what you have, or maybe you research a little bit more than what we have. I would have never known that some counties put temporary things in place. We don't know what counties now, but that's something to look at.
Right.
So let's go into that transparency talk. So Marlon Miller, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to personally thank you. You're not even my county commissioner. You don't know how much respect I just gained for you giving me those handwritten notes to that meeting. And I didn't go public with them as far as who Marlon gave me this, Marlon gave me that, because it was irrelevant, basically who gave them to me. But what the information held was more than what we knew at that time. And when you're a scared resident and you come to talk to your elected leaders, any information helps. And so thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've got that underlined. You just don't even know how much that meant to me, that you were not even my county commissioner and you gave me that. So.
We're here to help.
Huh?
We're here to help.
And it proved that. So that when I come, I want to talk to all commissioners, not just my commissioner. I want to talk to everybody. So transparency of our elected leaders. Why, this is my question. Why are the citizens having to come to you as elected leaders requesting help? To find out the dangers and the situations that we're in as a county, the interests that we're in as a county, instead of our elected leaders proactively coming to us as citizens. So we talked about that last time. I gave you a little bit of, do you have a website? Can you list these calls? You had mentioned like how far, Lee, you had mentioned like how far do you want us to take this? Because we get calls every day. Toyota call, this or that. So now I have a whole new issue and was able to research that. So now that I know that lithium battery plant that is coming, I would never have known if we had not had these conversations. But why are we not listing these? Why are we not being transparent so that people can take that little bit of information and do their own personal research? And so that leads to number 7. Have we had any actions on this? Is there any actions comparably to what I talked about last time, maybe listing it on the website, the dates you get calls and who you're getting calls from? Have you guys been able to, since March 23rd, take any action to make sure that we have some kind of transparency even on?
I haven't had any new phone calls since then, so, but no, I really haven't. We've got a website we've been putting together.
Would that be great?
But, I mean, you guys still have questions on, how much goes on there.
How
You
much
want me
does
to
it
know, I mean, once I start putting that on there, do you want me to say that Mr. John called about Road X, or, I mean, seriously, how far does that go? How transparent do we need to have on it?
Well, I think that things that your citizens are concerned about, data centers, solar power, wind turbines.
Right.
Anything that has hit the agenda, probably is something somebody wants to know.
Right.
Anything
Or
newsworthy.
if it's related to something that's gonna be on agriculture or residential land in the counties. Now, if somebody's had a trash dumping on their property or whatever, like, I don't know if that's noteworthy. I mean, you would only know. Is there something DEQ needs to know about that? I don't know. So I guess as our elected leaders, I'm just looking for an intent, some kind of.
So I'm not being smart, I'm just trying to see where.
No, I didn't think you were being smart. I think it was a genuine question.
So just trying to figure out where we want to draw the line.
I would say if it turns agriculture to industry, probably would be something we.
Right.
That's interesting, or anything.
Sure. Yeah, well, we can get some. Like that.
I mean, if we have to come every single month, we will. I don't, I just. I told you, oh, we're gonna be friends by the time this is over and done with, you're gonna see us. You know, and so I can go ahead and say, next month, let's put us on the agenda, you know? But, I do think that, it's not personal. It's for everybody. There is a resistance that doesn't want to see this on their lands. There is resistance from people that are residential. So if we can say, yeah, that this is something that you guys will host on your website? I mean, are you saying that, these phone calls might be something that you put in a running total on your website?
Yeah, we could do something like that,
I'm gonna be very conservative to agree to any of that. I don't have time, and I mean, I'm sorry. If I hear they're gonna build a nuclear site, we're gonna say it. But, I mean, there's people
Now,
that
that
are,
was just comparison.
I know, but, and mine was too, but there's people on Facebook that are fired up because Chandler just got another parts store. Why do we need another parts store? That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard of.
Well, and that's a city issue that.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So what's passionate to those people really doesn't matter to me.
And I don't know, because I'm not a city person, so I don't know if that is something that they should be passionate about. It just means as far as county.
I just think he was using that as a,
Yeah,
as an example of where is that?
where's the line?
You know, what do you expect us to put? I mean, if you just want us to put any data center and wind calls that would be it, as far as from companies.
I would say any big
it would
industry
be-
that's
it would be
reaching you,
justified.
any big industry, any industry that would normally have to be, zoned industry inside of a city is probably something you should put on there. Any kind of reach that you get from that would probably be something you should put on there, so that we, as county residents, can know that at any point in time, we may be rezoned just because somebody moves in next to us. So I would say that would be a start. And are you gonna know it all in the beginning? No, but program development comes from a start. And so I think that there should be a start. I know that on some websites, there's like a little side corner and it's just a rolling, like, what's new? You could just put dates of big things that you did in the phone calls.
Right.
And then we can reach out to you. Sure, we know how to reach out to you guys. But if we don't know, it would have been helpful if I had the notes, if I'd known that kind of information 2 months before I actually got them, that would have helped me. And so I think that even those little bullet points will help. So I also have another question. So please explain your definition of the Open Meetings Act. So when I was talking to Mr. Fine, he said that he could no longer talk to the other county commissioners because this was already on the agenda. It was an agenda item. And so is this correct? And if so, what do those boundaries look like and what needs to be as this data center is fast approaching? So are you saying now, because we brought the data centers to the agenda, that you guys can't pick up the phone and call each other and say, hey, I got this call from blah, 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 or.
The three commissioners, two out of the three, or all three commissioners cannot talk to each other about or make any kind of decision about county business.
Okay, so
So
two,
we can go to lunch together, but we can't talk about county business.
but one could talk to the other one.
That's
One
quorum.
Oh, two.
Quorum, that would be.
Okay, so it
I
looks
can
like
talk
we
to
probably.
myself if I want.
Well, you guys can talk to us, but you guys can't talk amongst each other anymore.
I can talk to you individually, if Will is there. It would be best if I stepped away so he could talk about county business, that way it doesn't look like we're making any decision.
So do we need to have it on the agenda every single month so that you guys can talk about it? Or is this something that you would put on the agenda to talk amongst each other?
What would happen is, if there was something big that happened before an agenda item, we could talk about it on the new business and say, hey, on the next agenda, we're gonna put on X, Y, and Z. And we can talk about it then just a little bit.
How do executive sessions work in those topics?
We can't have an executive session on that.
So the notes will reflect anything that you guys talk about it, so we can just get those notes and.
Yeah, executive sessions are very, very limited on what you can talk about.
So that leads to my next question. Do we need to have a monthly commissioner agenda just to keep us in the discussion, or find out information. Can't we have some way to proactively, communicate information? Your consultants, your constituents are actively trying to educate ourselves with little or no help from the elected offices. And that was something that came to my house and said, bring that up. And that's what they feel,
We know as much as you do. We had those initial calls. And then it's been silent for me since. I haven't heard a thing out of it.
So you guys don't, since we've talked, I've gained a lot of research. I've gained a lot of information. So you guys don't take those initial talks and start doing research on your own? To see what that would look like?
Off the initial, cause it was, hey, we're looking at doing this, is what it was. And so I was like, all right, great. You know, I have no authority, so I just moved on. Busy guy, I moved on. Do the rest of my, my day.
So I'm going to encourage you as county commissioners to educate yourselves on the topic or on the situation, so that when it does come, if it comes, that you would know. I know in 2 months'
Even if
time,
you know, but there's nothing we can do to stop it.
but you can educate yourself.
But it wouldn't, no matter what I know, no matter how bad it may be or how good it may be, it won't make a difference on what we can do to make it stop. Because we don't have that authority to tell somebody what they can do on their own property or what they can do with property.
I think I'm just wanting you as an elected leader to be aware. So to be aware of what's going on within the county, even if you can't control what's going on, you could at least do research and be aware of what's being built in your county.
Yes.
So that you know, so if there is a spill from DEQ, it's not new news from you, like you already know. And I know that that's what I'm trying to do as an individual. I think most of us in that 166, we're trying to educate ourselves so that we can be prepared for what's gonna go in our county. It's very scary to me to have elected leaders that sit there and say, well, it's not gonna do any good for me to research this or for me to know.
Well, what I know, because I have talked to other counties, is.
So you have done a little research.
Yeah. To Geronimo, well, not necessarily Geronimo, but data center, closed loop system for water. They tried the new ones have to generate their own power and aren't supposed to be behind the meter anymore. Did great things for the infrastructure in the county. They gave all the fire departments in their area special training and equipment to be able to handle all that, plus gave them money so they could either have a full-time or part-time person that was always there. So and then they use DEQ and other state agencies like their emergency management, whatever, give them specialized training so they can handle all that as well. So that's what I know has happened in other counties, is they've given quite a bit to all the emergency responders around to make sure that they were equipped for whatever may happen.
But you don't know about the forever chemicals, you don't know about the noise pollution,
Right.
you don't know about the agricultural lands, you don't know the water table or the watershed or anything like that.
So, but I mean, that's as far as I've gone. I'll just talk to other counties and what's happened over there.
I've got a question. You said that really y'all's hands are kind of tied. They need to go to legislation. Or maybe to get anything to where y'all can act.
Right.
What branch of legislation would that be that we would need to, I don't.
See, if it's not a funding mechanism, we can start in either the House or Senate. We can start either side.
I know it's been real touchy because in rural areas, farmland, it's our land, don't tell us what we can do with it.
Right.
So this is kind of a whole new kind of thing.
Right.
And I just didn't know exactly where we needed to start.
Right.
Apparently, it's not it.
It can start in both sides, the House or the Senate. It didn't, because it's not a funding bill. This is just would be a policy or actually a legislation change bill. So it could start in both sides, but it would have to work through both sides. So you'd have to work on both sides of it.
And I'm gonna just request that when I'm hearing you talk about, these good things, and I think you said the word good in the situation, that you also understand that there's so much negative that comes with it too.
Right.
And so as an elected official, I know that you have to not put your personal into it, that you have to represent both sides. So in those conversations that you're having with outside entities or you're having with other departments, if you can also reflect that negativity that
Sure.
we're expressing, that would be helpful, so that it doesn't appear that, oh, you're pro this.
Right.
Because that's what's gonna happen. People are gonna say, well, okay, Lee Doolin, you're for this. Mr. Rackley, are you not? Mr. Armitage, are you not? That's what's gonna happen. And it's gonna come down to a political thing, where really we just need our elected leaders to do the best they can for both sides evidently. And so nobody's,
I don't.
so nobody's
Election on
underrepresented.
this, I'm just, right. I don't do things for elections.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, so we don't turn it into something like that, that we just can depend on our, whoever's in office, whoever is in office to represent both sides in those conversations.
I don't ever do anything for votes, I just wanna do the right thing.
Yeah. So
I have a
that,
question. How do you feel about a data center in an industrial park in city limits, for instance?
are you asking me, somebody asked me, Mayor just asked me this the other day, this is what I feel like. I feel like the United States has documented 4,000 data centers. It's like 5,800 really now. China and the UK have 400. It's way more now. I think personally, when is enough enough? Personally, I feel like we have enough data centers. We don't need any more. We can have internet without AI. Now, that's a personal choice for me. I don't have any say over governmental issues, but I do feel better about it having industrial zoning than residential.
Okay, my question was for, say we get some legislation changed, the same people that are governing it in city are gonna govern it in the county. The same regulatory authorities are gonna do it, and that's who's gonna do it now anyway. The DEQ, the EPA, those are the people that are governing it in city limits right now. And that's who's going to do it in the county, whether we get legislation or not. Unless you can just say it's not gonna be in the county. If you can get legislation to say it's not gonna be in county, that's the only thing that's gonna be different than what it is right now. The state already regulates it, no matter where it's at.
Okay, so if it's built in an industrial zone, is that next to somebody's house?
Well, I don't, depends on where the industrial zone
zone and Washington,
Are-
between
Do
between a
industrial-
dealership and a neighborhood, so.
So industrial zones go right up against residential housing.
That's
I mean, I don't know, I'm
why
asking you.
people live in the country.
I don't have all the answers.
I don't either.
I do think that having civil conversation that doesn't make it about politics
Yeah.
is the best situation. I feel like we're scared
Yeah.
True.
and we don't, once the soil is ruined, once the water is taken. I mean, the research I did, even Sack and Bucks had their oil company over there ruin their aquifer. And so they had to go back and sue. There's a Tulsa University paper in 1997 that talks about oil in Indian country, and so they are forever changed because of their water. I don't wanna see that in Lincoln County, for profit. Do we need it? I think it's a luxury, to tell you the truth, I don't think we need it. I would like to not see another one built again, personally.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah. I'd be fine with it too. I don't. But again, we don't.
Personal changes like changing my server to DuckDuckGo. I don't use Surrey. I don't use AI images. I think as a community, we're learning what's internet and what's AI. You know, what is this data store and what does that look
Yeah.
like? I think it's all new to us, and that's why we don't have anything in the country to protect this. But there's just things that we need to, and I'm glad Mr. Garrett's here because I think most people don't really know how big our mental health crisis is in Lincoln County. So, you know, you add that to the mix, and it's proven that there's mental disparities living next to a data center. So, you know, we need to think about those things. I think that this conversation was probably a little list during the last conversation, I think that, we really, as citizens and constituents, want transparency. For whoever sits in these offices, I think we want that, I think we need that, and I don't really know what that looks like, if you guys don't know what that looks like, other than just trying to make suggestions. But I would like next month to maybe have some, maybe some things that you guys have done for transparency, you know, and then any research that I have, I will personally give that to you. It's not opinions, they're all cited sources. For if you want to educate yourself on what it appears to be, could and may come to, Lincoln County. I don't know where you live. I don't know if you'd want it next to your house. I don't know where you live. If you have cattle, would you want it, a forever chemical spill on your land? I don't know, but I know the citizens that have talked to me, they're fearful and they don't want it. So we have about this much agricultural land in Lincoln County, and we don't want to see it to go like this. So we have families that still hunt deer for soul food where we live. It will not happen. And so I think it's not gonna be a ripple effect when this happens. Do I think cities, counties will get more tax dollars and school districts will get a little bit more? I don't think they're gonna have what Pryor did, based on some of the superintendents that have made public statements. But I don't think it's gonna outweigh what we're gonna lose in natural resources. Personally, and what we represent.
Thank you for bringing us information and sharing your passion.
Next month. When is it?
There's a schedule posted on our website.
We know,
Schedule posted, but I can look it up for you.
There's one on May 18th and May 4th.
There you
but I have to schedule that. I can't do that now. I can't say, let's be on the student. I need to get with you and say, watch one, and then you need to put it on. Is that correct?
It'll have to be put on, yes, it'll have to be put
go.
on.
Oh, then look, it's closer.
Yeah, all right, okay.
If you have some new, very valuable information that we need.
I've got your email. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I've got Will's now. I don't have yours.
It's easy, it's just elderly. Yeah, okay. Oh, good. E-O-O-L-E.
I'll be more than happy to.
Actually,
Send you
better
information.
email for you would be District 3. At Lincoln County. Cause I'm the world forced to check in my personal email, but my secretary checks it for me and sends me with the.
Is that email that you sent me good enough?
Yes.
Yours?
Yes.
Good enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be more than happy to send you a bunch of things over for just your own personal research. So I even spoke with the university on a closed loop system and on what the water usage was outside of the initial fill. So, and this gelatin-like substance that they're looking for the immersion, in one of the conversations was have forever chemicals. So, you know, we need to be very worried and scared enough to do a little bit of research to educate ourselves.
Sure. Well, thanks for coming.
Do you need that?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I seen you the other day.
Bring cupcakes next time.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't put them at home, but she'll bring them back.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't like to start banging.
Somebody else, I don't get it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
It's
not some good business.
He keep them safe. I'm good. Good job. As you say. Keep, all right.
His reaction, her say, we'll be here every month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's go to number 7. Discussion with Sunny and Angela Johnson regarding 770 Road project.
That'd be me.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be you.
Can I stand up there?
Absolutely.
And give you all a picture, those pictures, you know, that's, and first of all, let me just tell you, this is not personal, Will.
Okay.
Me and Will go back, probably 30 years. He pastored the church in Drumright and I pastored the church in Shamrock.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you, y'all have the most thankless job in the. And I know from experience, because I spent 20 years working for the oil and gas station. Every day I made either an oil man mad or a farmer mad.
Right.
You know, I'm just a little background. I bought these farms back in the 80s. And when I bought them, this is 3580 looking south to 770. 770, there was one lane traffic. There were so many trees that went out over the road. J.R. Henderson lives right down here. The county, Munson was the road grader man, and you know, they had no money to clear fence roads. So me and her, you know, we got 400 acres down here.
Mhm.
And so we saved up our money, and little by little, we got a dozer and pushed out fence rows and cleared it. And we done that where we could mow these. And we done that for two reasons. So our places would look nice, so we could keep these fences. And so if a deer run out in front of somebody, they had a little bit of, you know, a little bit of notice there's gonna be a deer in front of you, and it helped the county. I mean, to be honest with you, it helped the county.
Oh, it always-
At that time, the county had no way to maintain these right of ways. So we done that. But if you look in this picture, that stop sign right there is on the original fence line
Okay,
of 3580.
right,
I set all these fences back 10 or 12 feet
right,
when that road grader man, when Munson sloped these after I'd cleared them.
sure. Is that power lines right there?
That's a power line right there, and I'm on the inside of the power line.
Okay,
On up here, the power line's on my place, but that's the original post that was probably put there by Gene Hancock back in the 40s or 50s.
okay.
And if you'll measure from there to there, that's school land over here. I stepped it off and it's 60, 65 feet from here to there. And it's my understanding that the county has 66 foot of easement up through there.
Right,
So, you know, in my farmer mind, why would we not find the center point of that road? And you get 33 feet on my side and 33 feet on this side. The reason we've never done that, because until I got a 10-foot brush hog last year, this was trees grow clear out to here.
right,
And I went up there with that big brush hog and I knocked all that back that I could get. And so that road grader boy, he done that. But here's the original, there's a tin whistle right here. Here's the original ditch, and you can see that's lower.
right,
But all up in that country, this young man, and he's done a fantastic job. I mean, we've got better roads than we've ever had. But he cuts this 4 to 6, 8-inch lip right out here. So when it rains, that's our bar ditch there.
right.
And it's over here, and I'll show you over here. But he's done that all over up there. And this, you know, that old dirt washes away, and pretty soon we've got us a ditch out here.
Mhm.
And then when we got us a ditch out there, we turn into this right here, because that's what this has done, and then washed away clear out into the road bed, that ditch. So he just kept coming this way. And this is on 770. He's about, and here, he got, the other day, he got 3 foot of dirt. You can see right there where the Bermuda grass roots was. He got that much dirt, and that's why I'm here. That was finally the last straw. I said, I ain't putting up this no more. We'll get a surveyor up there. I'll get it. Y'all get it. We'll find where the section line's at, and you know, we'll go from there. But he got that 3 foot, and then the same doggone time, every year I've brush hogged this. This is on 770. A 6 foot brush hog, I could make 2 swipes through this, between this tree and here, the road.
Wow.
He's went plumb out here. Now I can't even get my tractor. I've got a 2440 John Deere 6 foot brush hog. He's got that ditch so deep I can't, there's no way that I can get up in there. So, you know,
As a general rule, just if you wanna get it surveyed, that's fine. As a general rule, and he's been here a while, they put their phone poles are just on the inside of our right of way line.
Okay.
So you can almost guarantee that that's the edge of the 66 foot.
Okay.
So if you wanna measure, then we can get someone to survey it pretty quick. If you wanna measure your 66 foot, I imagine the center line of the road's gonna wind up being somewhere right up where the edge of the road is. Okay, so, but when they built these roads, they did their best to stay on it, but with terrain and stuff like that, a lot of times they get set off, and so then we work with what they call occupied right of way. One will run 66 foot off of what the occupied right of way is, so sometimes roads just can't go where they go, so why this was built like that originally, I don't know. But what you're wanting is water to go to the ditch.
That's where it ought to go.
Yeah, and so in order to do that, we're gonna have to cut all, or they will have to cut all of this.
So you're gonna tell me you're gonna go back here to where that original fence,
No,
that was the original fence.
We'll use the exist, and I'm not gonna talk for Will, you know, if this was in my district, I would use the original center line, wherever the road is, call that occupied.
Okay.
But in order to get your water to this tin horn, all this is gonna have to get cut to get that taken down. Help build the road up, then you can rock it and it'll fit, but all this is gonna have to be disturbed.
There's no way he can grade that without, I mean, it's never been, in all the years I've owned this farm.
And grader operators sometimes are their worst enemy. And they have a lot of miles and they get complacent, and that's anybody with a job like that, sometimes you get onto them. But when it gets this way, yeah, that's gonna have to, this between here and there will have to be disturbed.
Yeah.
And cause there's just the expense of having to raise the road. Unless you've got a spoil pit somewhere that they can dig dirt out of and wanna. And if Will wants to use the rock or whatever, this will have to be disturbed.
Why can't we, here's mine. We used to run 5, 6 pots a year. We used to load cattle down there, and we always got down this road. I mean, it never failed. I mean, this road never got too muddy that we couldn't get down this road. We can't, you can't get a pot down this road now if it rains.
Okay.
There's a pond right over on this side on that school land. The water on this road comes off that, a lot of that water comes out of that pond when that pond runs over.
Okay.
So there needs to be a ditch right over here. But we can't put a ditch, the work goes on some trees and that's school land and, you know, Munson, the kid's got that now, he ain't gonna push that fence up.
Right.
And he gonna push them trees out.
Right.
Can you all make him push that fence out and push them trees out and put
We can't force them to do anything not beyond the right of way, but I mean,
well, I mean, that's.
Will has some options.
That will be on your right of way.
I can talk to him about doing that and working with, I can see what we can do on that side.
Cause that's where your bar ditch, your water comes from over there.
And we get up there to look that over some more and, I don't mind calling him and talking to him about that to see what we can do to take that off your property. The right of way. But I did instruct the grader operator not to do any more in that area, try to keep it where it's not to take any more of it. But basically he was just doing basically what he was taught to do. Yeah. And, sometimes that doesn't always go the way we want it to, but I'll talk to this side over here, see what we can do. David, I'll look at that, see what we can do on it. And that like leads in order to raise this road up to get the drainage where it could go if this doesn't work out. That's something that I don't have the material to do that with. But at any time that this road gets where you can't get your cattle or get anything hauled, you can call me and let me know that, hey, I'm hauling stuff out. We need to get something.
This is all highly erodible soil. I mean, that's what they,
Exactly.
all of that whole farm, the
thing,
county
yes.
has that on there.
Exactly.
And anytime he grades that like that, then we're gonna have, if we get a 2-inch rain, there's gonna be a ditch down
Yeah,
there.
so we're gonna.
So he's got to get water from somewhere or dirt from somewhere to fill up that. And that's exactly what happened here. Well, this is on 770, but this road washed clear out in here.
Yes, it has, yeah.
So what's he do there? He moved closer and closer to my fence row. And over the years, someday he's gonna be in my doggone fence row is
Yeah.
them trees not there, because he's gotta get dirt from somewhere, is the way that's graded.
Yeah,
And now this ditch is probably 2, 3 foot deep. I can't get across it with my little tractor
yeah,
to brush hog this. The days of me brush hogging this, unless something is done with that, is over with. But you've got 25 or 30 feet from here or more to this fence row over here. And you got about 10, I think we measured it about 10 foot from here to my fence.
okay,
So we're that much off the doggone center line there.
okay. We'll look at that and I had to do this a lot in District One because it will wash out. And we do have things. So we have to haul a lot of stuff in,
Yeah.
back things in. The other day got a phone call from a fireman that asked me to fix where it happened, where they couldn't get their, if they met somebody with their fire truck, it was pretty dangerous. So went down there and we filled it all in because it washed out so much. Then I get a phone call saying, we had a perfectly good ditch and you filled it up. You know, so it's just kind of.
You can't win. I know
It
you-
goes from whatever,
I mean,
but we will, but Sonny, we will look at that. And like you said, you and I go back. I mean, I was in my 20s when I met you.
I'm not
Believe it or
mad.
not, I was 20 at one
Yeah.
time.
Now I'm 81. But I just, I go down there and that really,
Yeah,
I mean,
I know that would tick you off. It really would.
it really does tick me
Yeah,
off.
but
I mean,
we'll-
that's,
But we'll look at that. Dave and I'll come up and look at that and we'll get that.
yeah.
I'll
I
take it.
I go there every day.
Yeah, yeah. And we
I
will,
mean, but I like to brush hog that.
yeah, you'll be able to get across it. I'm here.
And keep it,
Yeah.
you just do that. Okay,
Yeah.
y'all got a thankless job and that's it.
I got a phone call to thank me for the film with ditch, and now I got another one, so they didn't like it, so it's not always, it's not always thankless. No.
Yeah, well, thank.
All right.
I ain't gonna do no about testing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Not after you said we're both pastors. Okay.
Got down there, y'all got a good county sheriff.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Sonny. All right, man, we'll meet you up there.
Okay, we'll do that, we will.
Don't consider it bribe, we got that Mexican place even there, so.
Thank you guys, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, Christian fellowship.
Have a good one.
That's what we could do.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well,
I appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Four and 4:30.
Yeah.
Another one. Discussion possible action to approve sheriff office in a local cooperative agreement with Kearney Police Department, Kickapoo Tribal Police. And Meeker Police Department.
You actually have a basket?
Yeah. In the process of doing, that's what we kinda got so far, is trying to get them.
Have you gotten me some dates to meet with the Iowa tribe yet?
Pardon?
Have you gotten me any dates that you're free to meet with the Iowa tribe?
Just come up, well, I'm a counter in front of me, but we can do it.
I'll make the move. Get you approved, you like these, obviously you brought them.
Yeah, we roll.
Okay,
So you made a motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Hey, I've got a meeting I need to catch. We got a volunteer that's getting some recognition and, I just talked to Joe. Wednesday, they're gonna have a lot going on over there. They're gonna be doing the painting, gonna be doing the epoxy stuff for the showers and whatnot. And the metal part, the welding's gonna be working on the solitary wall. So that it's a lot going on this week, so. Keep the fingers crossed and keep knocking it out.
All right, sounds good. You invited me to go walk through the other day and I just didn't have time, so we need to walk through there one of these real soon.
It's, I think the lights are all up, and north and south, and. Once they get that done, then the shower, or the toilet gets in, and that's getting north and south, so it's really, really close to the roads.
I wasn't sure which one was the second line in those.
Yeah, me too.
That's right.
All right, sounds good. We'll move on unless you got something else in there.
Yeah.
Central Oklahoma Regional Transportation Planning Organization of Support.
Is that support letter?
Central Oklahoma Regional Transportation. And what is that?
Let's see, we recognize the need to improve roadway safety along South Highway 18 and US 62 as well as rural connections and counties.
I believe the CED sent us this, and I didn't know if we wanted to provide a support letter because they're gonna be competing against us in the Safe Streets for All grant. I mean, that's what this support letter is for, is
The
that
CED is competing against this or ODOT is competing against?
CED sent it to us as a project and said that they would try to address Lincoln County areas as well.
Oh, wait, we got a CED meeting coming up. If we don't wanna cut our own throat, but I mean, we'll get CED to write a support letter for Lincoln County for ours.
Okay.
But
So that is opening up soon. Do you want me to reach out to WSB and see if they're gonna help us with that? I know they've asked several times if we have projects in mind for it.
so, but I mean. Either one of them would benefit us, but I'd rather get out of them. Than later.
So who wrote that Lincoln County anticipates participating as a partner in supporting demonstration project implementation, including 180 hours of labor and 70 hours of equipment usage?
They provided the letter to us and all I did is copy and paste on the letterhead.
But if it came from all the equipment. Or,
They sent it to the girls. They didn't send it to me, but let me see. Subject was SSFA 2026 support letter. Came from COEDD.
oh, it came from COED, not the CED.
Okay, I do that every time, I think. I think I did that last year.
You're on the co-ed board, aren't you?
About that.
They reached out on behalf of the DOR TPO. And asked us to sign it.
Yeah, well. Honestly, hours for labor, I'd like to know more about it.
I talked to David about it.
Alright, and discussion.
You don't want me that letter, can you just or, well, Chastry, can you email me that letter? Okay, thank you.
Do you still have plans out with them, or have you already signed yours on the bridges?
I signed a few, but I like the ones that he's building, so I signed those.
I think I wanna wait on this. Adam,
Okay.
you wanna talk about it, or?
What's happening is, well, it's the same guy that is running with the. Second Fox, so you're gonna run into this too.
Okay.
He came out and. He found a million different places to build a bridge. Took it all the federal highway, got approved the federal highway, started getting money for engineering. And is engineering all these places. He asked me about it, and I told him which ones were most important to me. He didn't necessarily start with the most important one with me, but a couple of them that are pretty important. I don't know why he didn't go in the order I wanted him to, but he's gonna do his own thing. And then, so now, I've got one that's like 90% done, we got some 60% done, and some 50% done, and he asked me to sign a support letter just out of my office to say, yes, I support this bridge being built, so he can go request construction money and start building. Issue is Marlin's Bridge.
I mean, I told him for 2 years, there's nothing wrong with that bridge, it's got a 77-ton weight limit, and there's nothing wrong with it, it's 20 years old roughly. And why are we gonna spend $750,000 on a bridge that doesn't need to be replaced?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just can't get behind it.
Okay.
Which is Which I would agree, if mine was the bridge in the middle of nowhere that no cars were using,
Yeah,
which is one of them that he really wanted to build, I told him, no way, I'd support that bridge.
yeah,
But this one, it actually burned in the fire, and we sell together with baling wire, but it's tough enough for cars, and that's the first one he's gonna build, so.
in the future, can we make sure that our MOUs with them say that we have a seat at the table for that discussion of selecting bridges?
Absolutely. We need to look at what contract we have with them and see when it expires, if it does, and what the previous MOU was.
He told me in our meeting last Wednesday that if I don't sign it, they're not gonna build any more bridges for us.
Much better than
So that kind of made me stand a little taller.
Well,
that. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah,
That's a whole lot of money to say you're not gonna build any more bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I'm still visiting with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know why he did some of this.
And I tried to explain to him that, we're gonna tear out a bridge that people are using every day that is a good bridge. And we have people over here that need a bridge. And I'm the one that has to look at those residents and tell them that we just wasted $750,000 federal dollars.
Mhm.
So. Yeah. So I'm still in negotiations.
There you go. All right, well, then we'll move on. Real quick to 12, as he stepped down. Division orders with Freedom Operating and Jade Allen.
He's back.
That's okay. All right, we'll move back up. You're up, rural water district. You've seen the map. You've seen the map?
Yes. He's
Who says that?
So basically just clearing up some cutouts in our water district and it will actually be the southeast section of our district. North of Parkman Road and 3460 or 70. And that north and east of there, we have our boundary lines are set in half-mile sections and around 2-mile sections and then back to the east. So it's got a lot of cutouts. We're just hoping to clean up that boundary lines there on the southeast side of our district, and with everything going on as far as subdividing and residential housing in addition to wanting to come in the rural areas, it just helps us make availability to get them water when they need it. I actually got 3 landowners needing water because their water wells went bad. Can't do anything on that unless we boundary lines up some of our district. So that's why I'm here today to ask to clear up some of that.
And just for the record, it doesn't affect any other rural water district.
No, the closest rural water district, it's actually not a rural water district, it's gonna be Kendrick, but that's gonna be south of Parkland Road. I'm going north and then east of Parkland Road.
Okay. And this is not for a data center.
It is not for that.
Just trying to be transparent.
And I wanna be transparent too, just because we clean up the boundary line doesn't mean that we can supply water. Every customer that comes to us requesting water, we send it to our engineer for hydraulics. Because at the end of the day, we don't wanna put all these meters in the ground and lose water pressure. So everything always goes through our engineer. So if we can supply water, we can. If we can't, we can't.
Okay.
How are you funding all that? Do your rates pay for your increases that you've been doing?
So we do have a percentage of our rates goes to capital improvements. And that's how we get that done. On these bigger projects, we use USDA. That was the last one we used to tie in the Chandler 7-8 years ago. So there's funding out there we go after, but we don't, the only thing that we charge our customers will be if we have to replace, say, a mile of water line. It's none of the new infrastructure that we're doing, it's all the existing is what that capital improvement covers.
I'd say you're doing a pretty incredible job up there. I see you doing a lot and making things happen and improving, and so I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
I'm in your area the least and I see the most happening, so I don't know.
Just like roads, it's infrastructure. It's gonna go
Yeah.
bad eventually.
Right.
And
You got
we just gotta stay on top of it when we can and just just like you, we gotta prioritize what we hit first. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a juggling act.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And so you just need, what do you need from us?
Just approval to square up our boundary lines because they're set by you as commissioners. Where we can and cannot provide water.
Is there anything that we're gonna have to sign for you or?
No, it's just gonna be, probably a copy of the minutes, just when they get approved. That you're in do you still have that list, Will, on the roads?
We've been sorry about that, yeah.
Per minute record, do you want, the roads?
Yeah, so my motion is to approve the boundaries for the roads he's about to tell us.
Oh, after on that, well,
You
I
have-
don't use it on my.
I got on my way over here, I thought I didn't pick up that list, it's still laying on my desk.
You can roll that out over here if you wanna look at it. Okay.
It'd be easier than finding your email or whatever.
At any given time too, if you guys need a copy of this, we have it digitized on our map system. So we'll start at the southeast, it would be County Road 810 and 3490. We would go east to 3500, north to 800, oh, 990, sorry, 890.
890,
870. Thanks, Marla.
790.
790, to go backwards. And then from that corner intersection of 790 and 3500, we would go east to 3530, and tie back into our boundary at a half-mile mark. And then at the corner of 760 and 3530, we would go north 2 miles to County Line Road and tie it back to the east of the half-mile section. That would be everything for that Lincoln County side.
So you actually serve people on the north side of county line, yeah?
Mm-hmm. That's all tank farm area.
Yeah.
And we serve all the way up to Duncan Road.
Gosh.
So like, just for you purposes, I have customers here in this section. It's the one that's got well problems that's needing water.
Right,
We serve to the south, not them on the north side, so.
right. Well, that's my motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
All right, now we can do the division orders. Have we ever heard back from anybody on the other division orders?
These are the ones that we tabled previously. I got them back from Stacy.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, on one, it was already,
thank you.
one that had been. That you guys had already entered into a contract with, and so that was just an updated one, and then there's a new one there, and the 3/16 is the. I can't remember, I'm sorry, there was like 3 of them I looked at, I'm not sure
There's
which one.
4
that said-
actually.
Oh, 4.
Yeah.
I
That's-
remember one, there was a new one, and I scratched all over it, so whether they'll fuck that or not, I don't know, but I would suggest it's finding that one and
Is
sending
that
it, and
this
see what
one
happens.
here?
Mhm.
Yeah, this one. We're not there yet. but-
Alright, so Freedom Oil and Gas. And we have Jade Owls.
Yeah, and one of them was, it looked like it was just like a kind of a change in ownership or a change in, maybe they went to subsidiary, so it was kind of almost just a change in name, but everything else stayed the same.
Sounds like a hot grower to me. Am I wrong?
No.
No.
You guys just wanna approve them, so they're good, so.
They're good.
Make a motion to approve the division orders with Freedom and Jade Owls.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alright.
And we'll just, here, so just me. Let the rest be done over there. Then we got another one from Freedom.
Yes,
Property law.
here's that one.
So we wanna do number 4.
And this is the one that has all of her markings on it?
I think she
Yes.
just selected.
Yeah,
On that
she
one.
selected which one, yeah, she marked them all in.
So I make a motion to approve the Freedom Well proposal,
Option 4.
option 4.
I second it.
Now, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Just me. And then we have a little gas lease with Prime.
And that one has all the markings.
And that was the new one, and it had like some language in there that it was basically I can't remember, maybe a 3-year lease. But then as long as the wording was really loose on what was producing or not, and then they would only have to pay $1 to continue that lease. And so I scratched all that out, cause I'm like, after the 3 years is up, and they need to come back and get another lease.
No options on this one. It's got your name on it.
Why would it have mine?
Well, I have name, it's got your name on it, so I make a motion to approve it.
I second it.
I think it's on the loan.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You looked at it.
Yeah.
Right?
I did.
Yeah, and I initialed it, so there you go.
That's once you put your name on.
That's really
I don't
weird
think I
that it,
did.
No,
I didn't-
it came like
Oh,
that.
okay. I don't remember doing that.
why would they specify me?
Maybe it's in your district.
Yeah, I think it's your district.
Hello.
Custom, so.
You just give away your own mineral royalties on your land, so there you go.
Let's come back to you.
There's. Craig, senior center receiving. Officer, we should Craig.
They was able to find a second receiving officer.
Okay. Right. Make a motion to approve resolution of fund requesting and receiving inventory officers for freight and enforcement assignment.
Second it.
All in favor, say aye. You should have volunteered.
Should have.
Well, did be receiving one before.
I guess I'm about to be implying I'm old enough to be there, so I might as well just.
You know, I didn't even. Since you brought it up. Since you brought it up.
Since you brought that up, I went to a play this weekend. Whoa, at the Lincoln County on Stage, and a very nice lady,
Whoa, like, oh God, Mark.
yeah, very nice lady said, so your daughter? I said, yeah, she's a student. I said, yeah. She said, so she gets this price. Are you a senior citizen? I said, no, not a senior citizen.
He's paying a full price.
5 years summer.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's not okay.
Says my daughter, and you think I'm a senior citizen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surplus for emergency man. Yeah, like, one of my daughter's friends, some kind of leader thought I was her grandfather, so.
Yeah.
Kenwood, PK 180H, where's this going?
Story.
It went to Carney,
Yeah.
Carney Fire Department.
What is it, radio?
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Okay. Is this one of the ones that y'all found or that y'all bought and then I'm just getting them distributed?
No, that's, that one we've had forever. That's one that we don't use anymore. All of ours is a newer model with more capabilities, and they were in a bind. They had a truck that didn't have a radio in it.
Right now, we're disposing of equipment for the same and the sheriff's department. These are our pickups. That the sheriff gave us.
I make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. And while they're signing, you guys are up.
So I got an email from OTA or an engineer that's working with OTA. They're doing some interchanges with Highway 18 here in Chandler and then from the west to the east. Part of it goes to the Bell Cow Creek that runs through there. However, I don't deal with floodplain management as far as when OTA is involved because it's a state entity. So OWRB is going to be the one to do that. So they sent me the information for all of that project, and I would have brought you guys copies of it, but it's 200 pages. So I'll just email those to you. But I don't approve or disapprove any of their paperwork because of the state, so I'll even send that letter to you from the Oklahoma Water Resource Board for that as well. So just know that that's gonna be happening, and then like I said, it's 200-page document. And I'll just email it to those, or all three of you.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
you look like you might have a question.
yeah, no, you said Highway 18.
Yeah, it's all I know, on the actual application, it just said interchange State Highway 18. So,
Okay.
and then I know Bell Cow Creek runs west of that.
Right.
So,
You haven't gotten anything for Highway 102 on that or anything?
not on that one.
Okay.
It might be in that 200-page document,
Okay,
and I just don't.
just haven't had a chance to.
Yeah. When I saw
If I have trouble sleeping tonight, I'll open it up.
Well, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'll just print that off and take it to the meeting. Cause really my thought was, oh, hey, I don't have to do this one. It's not me. And then I started looking at it and I was like, oh, yeah, we're not printing that off for anybody. Not even me. So we'll just keep that in the file. I did have a meeting with the state last week on our building concerning it being in a floodplain. I've sent them every document that we've had so far, and all I need left to do is get in touch with DEQ. They're gonna do the H&H analysis since it is in a floodplain, but specified by our floodplain ordinances, we're not doing any significant repairs or remodels to it that's gonna go above 50% of the value of the building, so we should be fine and approval on all of that. So, that was the other thing. So as far as other things that emergency management has been doing, we've been flying the drone a lot here for the sheriff's department. In fact, we gotta go do that today too, as soon as we're done here. But we've been requested quite a bit for that. Thankfully, knock on wood, that it hasn't been for fires, it's all been for law enforcement. And then I just wanna say thank you guys for all of the manpower and the equipment, for all the maintenance that we've been able to do out of the tower. And I know that your guys and Tyler have been putting in a lot of hours over there at the end of last week, so thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, unfortunately, You've had to contend with ticks. So,
Get you a couple county-owned guineas.
I said that too, and then there's a deputy that's giving away a black duck, and there's a pond out there, and I'm like, we can name him Charlie. The duck. So, if you see a duck out there, just mind your business.
It's what?
So if you see a duck out there, just mind your business.
Oh.
You can pull us back for all our work out there
What do you need?
by finding this, airboat.
I had no part in that.
That was all me.
Huh, well, I see.
See, even Marlon's up for buying an airboat.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I'm up for having one, honestly, I'd probably vote no when it comes to town, but.
mean, if I really found us an airboat, I want it.
And find a free one.
Yeah, there you
I don't know, you're one to run around in a free airboat. You first.
Yeah.
Marlon's gonna take it out for a spin first, let us know how it goes.
I thank you guys for all your hard work. Anything else there? Big hard proof form.
Skip a 19.
Oh, yeah, but we don't have any minutes anyways, unless you guys want to talk about it.
I don't think there's anything. Make a motion to approve the cars.
Second up.
All in favor, say aye. Good. Have a retreat.
Yeah. And there is a ball fee. Easy, the county made it before they had a credit card in.
And we had to do interesting things. I actually would buy it from somebody that had an Amazon account, like a business.
Oh,
And say, hey, we order this and this and this, and then I'd pay them like 2% or something like that for using their account to buy phones.
it's too convenient for as quick as it they can get things to us.
A lot of times they're cheaper.
So, Big Willie's hot dogs for $1,250.
That was for the election.
Election
So-
board lunch, they have to host a training every year.
They host their training, and part of that is because they have to be in the room all day.
We received quotes from 4 different local restaurants and Big Willie's was the cheapest.
How many people does that feed?
I believe there was,
All the election workers in the county.
yes. I believe that they got enough for 75. They talked about getting some extras, so like even Dina Joe and they could eat as well, but I don't remember the exact number. I can look at them.
In the past, the election board people would always pay for that out of their own pocket,
Yeah,
and I told them not to do that.
yeah,
It was 125, I'm sorry, it was $10 a meal.
yeah. I didn't think about there being that many people.
I think everybody from, like, all of their precinct officials, like, every one of them have to go to this training.
Oh, sorry, I should have turned it upside down. The pancakes are wrong.
There are no reports.
Make a motion to approve monthly reports.
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That was just a little bit short of it.
Well, this week.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chandler,
Gentlemen,
about $256.
Um,
Chandler versus Stroud.
Does it find the on back page?
Transfers.
make a move to approve transfer.
I'll second.
That's what we did, Sean. Up and down. Transfer, that's what I mean.
Sure.
Motion will do that.
I'll make a motion to approve rest of the needs.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Opposed, say aye. Got something for us today? We just sitting in on this?
gonna set in it.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Booby trap.
Did I see what?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How with those trees?
It's how I feel on a daily basis with my kids. Do you remember like a tree that was important about counties? And around that search team, King Cole and CJ. Well, you have CJ who's 7 foot tall and Hegel who is an ADHD rabbit nightmare. Like the way they were going over fences and stuff. And CJ or CJ was in front of me, and Giggle was behind me, and CJ's like, Charlotte's okay, I'm with you. And as he says that, he trips over barbed wire. And then I turn around and look at Kinkle, and he trips over a different set of barbed wire, and I'm the only one standing, and I was like,
Okay.
guys got me, it's fine. But that's what that reminded me of, it's like, one gets tangled up, he takes a step forward, and he gets his other foot caught in another one, and I was like, this is turning out real well. I'm definitely gonna find this 3-year-old.
What was the play about? Are you too devastated to enjoy?
Okay.
It was,
Oh, yeah, you might wanna do that.
a guy that I went to school with who wrote it.
You guys
about
go
the
over it,
Dust
just let me
Bowl.
know, cause I don't know if I'm gonna be
Yeah.
able to get away.
Yeah, it's just, it's kind of a poem play. It's really the first one I've been to since I was 7 years old. Be easier. Or, I mean, seventh grade.
It's gonna be bad, so,
So it's a little
okay,
hard
bye.
to keep up, really. Oh, I mean, it's not like one of the movie. But my brother also was very active in that, so he was in it. So that's the main reason I went.
Did they ask him if he was a senior citizen?
No.
They probably didn't need to, they're twins.
I know, that's what I was asking.
They ask the one, they don't have to ask the other.
Yeah. Oh.
Was never gonna let him live that down.
I'm 12 years older than my brother. And I have been, so my dad was in the hospital the first time after he was diagnosed. We were there, the doctor come in and said, yeah, you're his dad? I mean, brother. It's his grandpa and he's. So my brother loved that.
But you did.
Yeah.
The amount of accounts that we transfer for highway cash, I had to start doing an attachment because there's too many who lived on the estimate of me.
I think he's on the other place.
Let's get one of those little rubber thumbs.
Used to have one in your little box that Lila would bring in. So on the website, we do something like, well, Reed wants us to do, and we do a checklist total of calls for and calls against. Do we have to provide names of the call for and against?
I think she'd be interested to
I
know.
think so.
Yeah, I think she'd be interested to know even the amount of people that call daily and just ask vaguely if there's zoning and restrictions. I bet I get 20 calls a day and I don't ask what the.
I get them
community
too.
is.
Bunch.
I always get called for what are the zoning
Mhm.
and emails, all the time.
Now, do you have to put them on the website? No, but if they wanna do like an open records request or call and get the information, they're entitled to the information.
Right, but if someone calls and says that. You don't want my name public, but I'm for it.
Mhm.
What are my obligations on that? Well, the reason being is, during the whole, when those were really uprising, they were actually people threatening
Sure,
the people that are full.
sure.
And so there's a lot of people that don't want their name.
I don't know that once they make a statement to you, and if you make it some type of, then it becomes a record, if there's a record of it, then it becomes under the open record, and so I don't know that there's an intention to keep it confidential,
Do I have to write?
but I would need
You
to,
have to write the name down. If I don't write the name down,
yeah, but I think if somebody asked for it,
then we know the name. I'm terrible at names. I'm just trying to figure out.
no, I
I
understand.
do get I've actually had more calls for than I have for against, but I didn't want to say much because. But once I start doing a tally, I was afraid I'd have to. Because most people are like, yeah, I don't want the name public.
Mhm. Now, if they sent a message to you and they never given, they refuse to give you their name,
Right.
you could just put it with an anonymous caller.
But people don't mind their name going out, I don't mind putting their name out there, but they don't want it, and I need to kind of be careful if not.
Because I've had people that are for it, that do not want me telling people that they're for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna find out it's gonna be more complicated just to have to keep track of all of that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if we put it on the website, then it does become open, cause it is counted, right? To that, yeah. so-
Right. And then
Yeah.
when they ask for who is voting yes,
I took it that she was more looking for like communications between maybe the board and the companies themselves.
right,
No, there hasn't been much of that. Contrary to, it's good.
yeah,
She mentioned wanting communications like for industrial companies questioning zoning and permitting. And we do get a lot for like cell towers. I bet I get 5 a week on cell towers on if there's zoning and permitting they have to do to maintenance or build or.
Mine's always in reference to resident and,
Mhm.
an address. Well, what zoning do you have for me to put my house up?
right.
Well, it may be a slippery slope too, because once you start reporting on that, then you may have other citizens here wanting you to report on other things, and kind of goes back to the old where you stop,
Yeah.
And then if you do it for one,
Make a
then
motion to approve blanket
you have to keep
blanket
going.
purchase orders. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I did say aye, but I didn't say it out loud.
I'm very curious. We're gonna pay people this month?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion to do it.
Second.
Probably a good idea. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're going to have a town hall meeting. On the 5th of May. In Meeker at. Oh, this, that's not for sure. Sheriff needs to sign from the. Let's have the. With Jackie Oakland. And he's working on getting some people from the Assessors Association. To speak about property taxes. What, where, and how they go, and a little bit about. What will happen if they go away, and not that we're against them going away, just let's be smart about it, because that money has to come from something.
I think if they pushed it back for like some kind of study, I'll have to send it. I'll send Jackie that email that we just got today or yesterday.
Right. There are a few. That are coming out, a few bills that are coming out. That will change things up a little bit.
It says that they filed a challenge to that state question.
Yes, there's been that's a big question, that's what written apparently.
Is this?
There was a lot of silly questions that were
Was
shared
it,
later.
that should be changed? Is that right? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? No, it's April 15th.
Oh, yeah,
I never.
the date's wrong on that, February 16th to March 15th.
I can pull it up.
It was in March to April.
She can't write it different,
Okay.
change.
Let's take care of some.
Throw it out more.
It's in March, April, right?
Yes, yeah.
This was done. So I figured there's enough questions for something, you know, well.
These small ones. But this one's done.
Do we have any room present?
No.
Wait a minute. We missing any payroll claims?
Yes.
Okay.
Treasurer's office.
Huh?
The treasurer's office.
And we send in figures. For a reason?
I believe, I don't think Brenda's here today. And Melanie was trying to get it from right, and I'm assuming Rachel did not have.
Make sure they're paid,
Yes.
so.
Since we approved them, can she not use our stamp if they're ready? Since we approved all the payroll claims?
Yeah, we can.
So Brenda's not here today.
Yeah, we can make that one. Do we vote on this already?
Not yet.
We need a motion to approve the claims.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
HEC week is the week of May 4th, and they're gonna set up a booth in the lobby from 8 to noon.
What week?
It is May 4th.
What week?
I think it's that whole week of May.
Yeah, what organization?
HEC. Yeah, went through OSU, and they're gonna set up a booth that just tells about their services and try and get people to sign up for their clubs and stuff.
Okay.
So there will be cookies and stuff. It's the day of our meeting, the first meeting thing.
Cookies?
Cookies.
I'm not laughing at you,
You
Marlon.
know, you have to do. House of. What you.
It is also in May. I don't remember what day they said. I believe the plaque that we ordered will be here before it gets here. Let me turn on LSU's calendar. What's that say? Yeah, they don't have it on their calendar either, so I will check with them. I'll
Okay.
ask them if they want me to make a flyer or something too.
Yeah.
We need to get the information out if we're gonna.
Is there something else happening with? There was something else they were gonna try to, the plaque dedication thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be here before it.
Dedicate flag.
I wanna say that it was gonna be, they're gonna do it on the 7th and do like a popcorn and open house type thing that day. But I'll double check the date and ask if they want me to make a flyer.
Yeah, we need to do a flyer, get everybody,
Yeah.
we'll have a little bit of fanfare.
Okay.
Anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn, is it that time?
Yes, it's that time.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay, say aye.
Aye.
Should have made the little. All right, we're done.
She said,
Offer,
Yeah.
have me set it off.